and welcome to Sport at Staff's coverage of Day 2 of Varsity 2025 with me, Jonathan Stack. It's going to be an action-packed evening as the men's and women's football teams from Staffs gear up to take on rivals Kiel at Newcastle Town in two of the most anticipated fixtures across the 4 days of sport. The women's game kicks off at 4:30 with the men following after at 7:15. And if you don't want to miss out, every moment of both matches will be shown here live on Sport at Staffs. Also, we'll have updates from Monday's other events including men's and women's Q Sports and mountaineering. But first, a look at how things stand after the 23rd edition of Varsity between Staffs and Kiel kicked off yesterday on the University of Staffordshire campus. With 18 points to play for over the 4 days of action, it was less than an ideal start for Staffs after Sunday's visitors triumphed in all 4 of the opening day events. That included comfortable wins in dodgeball, table tennis and netball, and despite a much tighter contest in the American football, Kiel managed to fight off a late comeback to beat the Staffordshire Stallions 14-6. It means that Kiel take a commanding 4-0 lead in the race for 10 points, heading into the day's slate of fixtures. And here are some of the highlights of how they did it.
Varsity kicked off with dodgeball, a strong chance for Staffs to win and gain a point to start the big event. Staffs won the opening game. But Kiel fought back and managed to clinch the set. Much of the same occurred throughout the game, with Staff's star player Akira Inoki making some great plays. But it ended in defeat for Staffs.
There was a lot of things the team could have worked on. I won't bore you with the technical details, but obviously there's such thing as playing for time. Sometimes we're a bit more too aggressive, and sometimes we're not enough aggressive. It's a matter of understanding the game, and we could have done better on that today. I think I did the best I could. Towards the end, I think I let my emotions get the better of me, and I started doing a lot worse. But I do believe that I gave the NA team hell, which is what I wanted to do initially anyway.
Table tennis followed shortly after, and it was much of the same for Staffs. Defeat after defeat after defeat compounded a disappointing morning and early afternoon for the university. Some strong individual performances at times during games were cancelled out by the overall strength of Kiel University. Staffs University could not make a breakthrough in points despite Peter Fu and David trying as hard as they could.
It feels not bad in the start. Make few mistake in the second one. I mean, on the result, I lost it, but I enjoyed. I pretty enjoyed it. So I did make few mistake in the beginning, not warmed up. But I'm pretty happy for what I performed. We got a few games that we had the chance we can win there, but we make some mistakes and we lost it.
A really good win. I think the most important is everyone is out here enjoying, having fun playing table tennis. I think that's the most important thing. I got 3 games, I win all of them, so yeah, I think I played well today. Throughout all the trainings, all the social sessions we have, I think we develop a good bonding, and we truly enjoy each training session, and that's why I think
American football was the third sport of the day.
You mean everyone out till Wednesday? Varsity should be out from now until go out and support them, boys.
Kiel and Staffs had already played each other twice this season, with each side taking a win. This would be the closest game of the day.
Love that from you.
Kiel got off to a strong start, scoring a touchdown, but Staffs fought back and ran one into the end zone themselves.
I agree.
Staffs recovered a fumble.
Run! Swat him!
But Kiel managed to regain possession and score a second touchdown. Kiel all but sealed the game with a good interception from their defensive backfield. Onto the netball now, and the University of Staffordshire desperately needed to win to salvage a point in the final sport of the opening day of Varsity. A large crowd had turned out, filling the balcony at the Sir Stanley Matthews Sports Centre. Kiel started strong, almost immediately gaining a 4-point lead. But Staffs fought back with 2 good shots from goal shooter Meg Ellison. Before Kiel eventually made their lead unassailable.
So a tough loss in Varsity. How did you see the game playing out from your perspective?
Yeah, it was a tough game, but I'm proud of the team. They've come a long way this season. We have a lot of pressures and very few leavers this year, so really good game. Really proud of everything they've done this year.
We've had a lot of different combinations playing that game. Everybody, even our freshers, managed to get on court, so we're just happy and we went out with a smile. So.
Where do you think Kiel were better than Staffs in that game? So where do you think it was lost, basically?
They were better in a lot of aspects, like just a better team altogether, higher standard of play, more physical, fitter, so just a better team.
Yeah, they're just a fast, physical team. They just outran us today, but we proved ourselves for what we needed to, and that will take away.
Thanks for your time.
A poor opening day for the University of Staffordshire. 4 events and 4 defeats, with several of them not being particularly close. Staffs now have 3 days of events to gain back some pride and hopefully bring Varsity back to the better side of North Staffordshire for only the second time in the event's history. A look ahead to tomorrow's events sees Staff's women's and men's football teams in action, whilst men's and women's Q sports and mountaineering represent even more opportunities to take back some points.
Now we are just less than 10 minutes away from kickoff in the women's game, and the atmosphere is building at the Lyme Valley Stadium as our reporter James Corden has been finding out. He spoke to women's manager Jamie Gosling ahead of the big varsity clash.
Oh, good. Okay, so we're here again. Another year, another varsity event. First, it's the women's game. How are you feeling towards it?
Good. Yeah, really positive. We've had a great season as a team. The highest numbers we've ever had, the highest levels of commitment, the highest results undefeated in the league. So yeah, I think everyone's really excited for this, really positive, and got a perfect day for it as well.
Of course, winning the league, that's probably the biggest achievement, but would you say winning tonight might top that?
It's different. I don't think we're going to top winning the league, if I'm honest, but it'll be the first time we've ever won back-to-back women's football varsities. So that'll be something special in itself. And I know there's maybe a few of the girls who maybe think this will be more important to them than maybe a league as well. So yeah, I think it's a matter of opinion, but yeah, either way it'll be a big result. If we can
would you say you're confident then for the game?
I would. Yeah, I say based on how the girls have been playing, how we've been training the last couple of weeks, I don't think we could be any better prepared. I think everyone's head seems switched on in the dressing room. So yeah.
Of course, we're expecting big numbers here tonight. Do you think the girls will be able to cope with that as well?
I think so. Yeah, obviously nerves will be natural. They wouldn't be human if they didn't feel something. But I think they're in a good headspace. I think they'll use that to their advantage. Obviously, we had the same the last couple of years here, and we've had a few people coming down. Particularly when our last game that we played 2 weeks ago was when we won the league, and we knew we lost. We didn't win the league. If we won the league. And we had a lot of people come down to watch that. The pressure was really high, and we came from 2 goals down to do it in the last minute. So, yeah, I think they've shown they can handle pressure well.
So good then.
Yeah, thank you.
Sound superb. Let me mic back.
And joining us now in the studio with the team news for this afternoon's class is Matthew Carville. Firstly, how do Staffs line up for the big game?
Well, it's as strong a squad as it comes for Staffs pretty much. They've got Tegan Ansell in midfield. She's part of the Stoke development team. And then they've also got Casey Beeman, the striker, who's from Newcastle Town. They'll be looking to make an impact from this in the starting 11. On the bench, it is a bit of a surprise. Niamh McGaughey starts there. She scored twice last year in last year's varsities, 4-0 emphatic victory over Kiel. So maybe a bit of a surprise, but could be a good person to bring on late in the game if it's close.
And obviously, as we saw in the package before, Staffs won the league and went invincible as well. That must have been a hell of an achievement for the girls, eh?
Yeah, pretty much as perfect a season as you could get. Completely no blemishes, unbeaten, just perfect overall.
And do we expect a Staffs victory tonight in what will be a tight game at the Lyme Valley Stadium?
Well, it's going to be a close one to call. It's highly anticipated, but you would hope coming into the varsity 4-0 down already, there's a bit of extra motivation to get the first points on the board for Staff. And they've went invincible this season. Their momentum's at a high. I think they'll be high in confidence going into tonight's game.
Thanks for that, Matt. Now, as mentioned on the sofa, it was the Staffordshire women's football team that prevailed at Varsity in 2024 in emphatic fashion, winning by 4-0. We take a look back on what was a great day for the Staff side.
Still 0-0 here. Niamh McGaughey stands over a deep free kick. The wall disbands, and I think she's going to put it deep here. And she does. Deep towards the back post. Keeper comes to get. Oh, it's in. Staffs have the lead. McGoy gives Staffs the lead here against Kiel. Her teammates run over to congratulate her. What a huge goal that is. 1-0 Staffs. McGoy again. This is a very similar position to the one she scored just moments ago. She runs up. Another deep ball in. It's in! It's in! She's done it again! Niamh McGoy! That is magic! Her teammates run over to celebrate with her once again as she doubles the lead for Staffordshire University. 2-0. Kiel have the ball here. It's pinged around in the middle. Intercepted well. And it's through into Beeman. She takes it. Keeper comes out well. Falls to Staffs. And it's in! It's 3! Staffs have 3! That could be enough for them to take the victory. We're in the dying moments of the game here, and Niamh McGoy once again stands over a free kick. Surely it cannot be a hat-trick of free kicks for the magic midfielder. Steps up, takes it, over the wall, keeper parries, back into the path of a Staff striker! That's it! That's the game! 4-0, Staffs women win the Varsity 2024.
And now we hand over to our commentators, James Corden and Ethan Goff. It's Varsity on Sport at Staffs.
We start off this evening's fixtures with the women's game, which is certainly highly anticipated before our men's fixture later on. It's a lovely evening here, isn't it? With the sun. The sun's beaming down at the minute. The two teams are just in the tunnels. We're waiting for them to come out. I'm joined here by my right-hand man, James Corden, who will be giving you the rundown alongside myself, Ethan Goff, this afternoon. James, what have we got in store for us?
Well, it's a very exciting evening. It always is. Of course, it's a once-a-year thing. And usually the football, I think a lot of people consider it as the main one. It's going to be a tough game. It is going to be a tough game because even though, as we said, the women's team has gone undefeated and won the league title, as many people say for these derby games, form doesn't matter. So anything could happen. I've got confidence, but we'll just have to see what happens.
It certainly does do weird things to you, doesn't it? It's more than just the players you have available. It's the whole atmosphere around the game. It's going to be a packed-out Red Industries Stadium here, the home of Newcastle Town. It's certainly a unique stadium with the velodrome around it, but without a shadow of doubt, there will be a fantastic atmosphere, especially come 7:15 for that men's fixture. However, the women's game is up first, and like you said, Staffs have been unbeaten this season, and not only that, it is the first time this year they have a full squad available, which coming into a fixture like this, that could make all the difference. I mean, it's a huge squad. There's plenty in there.
I agree. It's always important to have a full squad, particularly when it comes into the game like this, because let's face it, the league, winning the league is such a big thing, but I reckon if you ask the majority of the team, they'd say this is the biggest fixture of the season for them. You want to get one over your closest enemy, should we say, rivals enemy. So it's a huge game. More than one will put an effort in, as we referred to earlier, being 4-0 down. At this stage, one day into Varsity, you want to get a point on the board. And I think today is a perfect opportunity. If both the women's team and the men's team can get positive results tonight, it will leave us in good stead going into the final 2 days. So just the whole thing was crossed, and let's just hope that it can be a good result for them. And as you just said, with the venue as well, yeah, like you said, very unique stadium. I think it's helpful because if you put it behind the goal, you don't have to run that far as it will come back towards you. But yeah, the pitch looks good tonight. The sun's out. It's a warm day, so it's very exciting for everyone.
Well, the conditions certainly are great. There's no wind, the sun is out, and the venue is starting to fill up here, full of anticipation ahead of probably the most anticipated game, or games should I say, of the whole Varsity calendar. I think at any uni across the country, the football is always the highlight, and we're certainly in for a treat over the next few hours here. Last year, Staffs took the victory, winning 4-0. Niamh McGoy, the star of the show, scoring 2 free kicks, which must have had a combined distance of between 80 and 100 yards. It was quite special, wasn't it? We were both here in attendance last year. I mean, what were your thoughts from last year's?
Well, to score 3 goals for the exact same place, I think that showed a lot about Kiel's defensive issues last season, and for Kiel's sake, you might have thought they would have put a lot of effort into that to train that over the last couple of weeks coming into this game. But if that's an area which Staffs can target, then by all means they should go for it again. But like, I think we keep going back to it as well. In terms of last season, it was a fantastic result here for Staffs, 4-0 victory, and you hope tonight that they go in and do the exact same. But who knows? It's a game of football, anything can happen. So it's just exciting.
Well, Jamie Goslin certainly had his girls playing some fantastic football this season. I remember speaking to him earlier this year. He's changed some tactics and he's hit the nail on their head this year. And they've come out league victors. Not only that, completely undefeated, which if they can take that momentum into this game, I think they'll be looking quite good from a Staff's point of view. Still waiting for the two sides to emerge. Kickoff should have been at 4:30. We're still waiting on the two teams. There's a bit of congregation around the exit of the tunnel, so I think the teams will be out imminently.
It's exciting, Ethan. It is exciting. These are the moments before the game where, everyone's starting to get ready. We've started to see numbers appear now. So we've got both Kiel. We can see the Kiel fans opposite us right now, and the Staffs fans are towards the stand in the left. It's just a good feel. It's a very, very good feel. I think it's special that you can bring this attention to uni sports as well. So we're in for a great evening, and I'm trying to hide my excitement here, but I'm very excited for these two games. So that's just fingers crossed we get 2 good games of football, and then a friendly handshake at the end, I hope.
I think so. I mean, it's a friendly by name, not sure by nature, and they're going for that extra point on the board, which after yesterday is going to be vital. I think if Staffs can pick up two huge points here, that'll see them going into the rugby tomorrow and the rest of the sports on the Wednesday in a half decent position. We've of course got the mountaineering as well this evening, as well as the Q Sports. So I believe we'll be having live updates during the half time and between the two games.
I think in terms of this tonight, as we say, I believe not just yet, but we start to see the managers come out now as well. So I think, as you say, we are very imminent now for the walkout with the two sides. It's getting closer. Like you said, I was expected to be starting 2 minutes ago, but that's completely fine. People probably getting the shin pads in, getting the boots on, tying up, getting all ready for the game. But yeah, it's one of these ones. I feel like I've said it a few times now, but just how it is tonight, the atmosphere. It's like many of these girls want to play it in front of, the crowds like this tonight. So it's also a situation where you look at it, will these girls feel the pressure tonight, or will they be able to handle it and, pick up another positive result? Because I think from an all-round perspective, I believe, even though they've won the league invincible, if they do manage to lose tonight, I reckon that'd be more damning than anything.
You said about pressure. To quote Alan Shearer's famous line from the summer, pressure, what pressure? Pressure's for tyres. And I do think the girls will handle it really well tonight. They've been superb. They've got the likes of Tegan Antolin here, top scorer in the league by quite some distance, really. 17. And then also Casey Beeman. She had 14 in the league. 2 heavyweight scorers, really, which across a 10-game season, that's massive. And I think it'd be interesting to see how the Kiel back line deal with those two attacking threats. Tegan she ran the show last year alongside Neve. Neve obviously taking the headlines with those 2 superb opening goals. But Tegan Ansell does a lot, creates so much in that attacking sort of 10 position.
Well, it's the key thing. Everyone says that the hardest thing to do in football is score goals, and if you've got 2 people there who are, frequently putting the ball in the back of the net in the league, on a one-off game, you'd bank on them to put in another few tonight. So with the result last season, as we said, it was 4-0, and you'd expect that to happen. And I'm just going to cut across now because the teams are making their way out to the pitch, Ethan.
Here we go. Staffs versus Kiel 2025 for the women's varsity game. It is here. We are ready to go. Kickoff is just moments away.
You'd like to think right now, what are these all thinking in their minds as well? This is the biggest game of the season for them. Biggest moment. They're currently staring back towards where the Staffs fans are. So, yeah, I wouldn't like to imagine what they're thinking right now. The pressure is on, but like you just said with the Alan Shearer reference, what is pressure? And I'm looking at the two teams here. You can clearly see that the Staffs team has a lot more bodies than the Kiel ladies.
There's certainly 2 huge squads, especially the Staff the Staff size. That's looking more like an American football squad than
it's about 4 or 5.
I'm just going to run through the 2 sides. We don't actually have a starting 11 for the Staffs team, but we have a starting 11 for the Kiel team. So I'll just run through full squads. So for Staffs, in goal we have Daisy Harrison, then Sam Abbott, Em Williams, Tegan Waltho, Sophie Dalloway, Rosie Tompkinson, Izzy Murphy, Freya Martin, Casey Beeman, Tegan Ansell, Holly Fryer, Summer Chamberlain, Chloe Craddock, Abby Nixon Crompton, Izzy Green, Libby Clifton, Bex Newton, Em Holland, Caden Dack, Josh Knott, and Neve McGraw. For Kiel, in goal number 1, Joseph Winship, Rebecca Price, Rebecca Pike, Sophie Crichton, Tara Gray, Neve Dobson, Lucy Smith, Lily Whitehurst, Molly Chin, Amy Alderwinkle, Shannon Goulbraith, and on the bench, Hannah Lewis, Letitia Richards, Emily Clamp, Isabel Hill, Jasmine Chen, Chloe Stevenson Smith, and Layla Whittaker. The two sides are just carrying out their final preparations here. The sun is beaming right down onto us in the press box. It's actually quite difficult to see in here, so we're going to do our best to make out the numbers where we can. So if there's any mistakes on our behalf, we will try and correct them. But again, just minutes away, the captains are being beckoned to the centre circle to see who's going to get a kick-off. I don't think it's going to matter which end you pick because the sun is shining across the pitch rather than from end to end. So I don't think there's going to be any tactical advantage in that. Although, as the sun will come round to our right here, it might be more advantageous to kick from left to right in the first half. So you'll have the sun behind you in the second. So it's just me interesting to see what the captains will decide. It's Sophie Dalloway and Rebecca Price in the centre. As we just wait to see what the outcome is.
Well, just on the pitch, which we've been talking about recently, of course, we had a little stroll across it earlier. The pitch's in good condition. It's quite firm because of the sun recently. So the pitch looks all good. In terms of just the area around, as we keep mentioning, the sun's out. You can't get much better conditions for a game of football. So it's going to be a good night, I can tell.
It's a great afternoon, as that stand over the far side has definitely filled up, even in the last 10 minutes. So both home, I say home and away. I don't think we have a home and away. We've got Staffs and Kiel here. Both fans will be slowly streaming in. As I'm expecting, there's normally around 700, 800 here. So always a good turnout for these events.
We're looking at the two sides here as well, both huddling up. Last few talk, probably the biggest 2-second conversation you're going to have with your teammates for one final time. This is the big one. This is the one which everybody wants to win. The Staffs ladies disburn into their teams, get ready to start the game. The Kiel ladies are taking a bit more longer. Probably having a conversation how to stop Tegan Ansell, I guess.
It could be something along those lines as the Kiel team dispersed to loud cheers from those Kiel supporters.
Seconds away. This is where it gets exciting now. We are probably 30 seconds away from the biggest game of women's football in this local area today, even.
Certain, especially university every year. That is one thing. As soon as you start playing sports, one of the key dates you look for. When is varsity? And we're finally here, just seconds away from kickoff. We wait for the referee to blow the whistle. Both keepers get the thumbs up. The atmosphere is certainly building here. And away we go. Staffs against Kiel in the women's football for Varsity 2025. And that's well won back by Beeman early on. Looks to play it out wide. How does she get up? And it runs out of play for a goal kick. Good intent there from Staffs early on, I think.
Yeah, straight in. 15 seconds in, winning the ball back in midfield straight away. Getting on the attack, of course, the ball just bobbled about the pitch at the end. But it's a good sign already. Shows that they're willing to track them down, which is going to be the big thing, because I believe that energy can win football games. And if your team's showing that in the early exchanges, then you've got a good chance, I reckon.
The Kiel centre-back is going to be taking the goal kick here. Looks to go long. I think the numbers, apologies if we get any names wrong, because the numbers for some of the players on the Kiel side are incorrect. So there's a few players we don't actually know the name of. McGoy trying to drive through the midfield, but just the ball runs out of play here. for a Kiel throw-in. Staffs will certainly have the fair share of possession, and the way they've started, they look as though they're going to press high and put the pressure on. Throw in here, straight back out of play for a throw in to Kiel in the exact same place.
A lot of energy, I suppose you've noticed already. There's a couple of tackles going in the midfield region as well, so it's going to be could be a feisty game. To be fair, that's what I'm seeing so far. But definitely an exciting one. Both teams seem to be up for it from the first change. It's not like anyone's being too defensive or pushing too many people forward. So I reckon this game will be quite good in the midfield area.
Well, is it ever nicey when Staffs play Kiel?
Of course. I think there's going to be a big battle of midfield though, because we've seen in the women's games this season how much control and domination Staffs have had through the midfield area of the pitch. I feel like that will win the game tonight for Staffs if it is going to be anywhere. Of course, we mentioned Tegan Ansell and Casey Beeman earlier, but them two in particular can't do anything if it isn't for a strong midfield behind them. But as we look at the moment, there is a throw-in on the right-hand side for Staffs. It's a great touchdown. It's a fantastic touchdown. But the ball just strolls away and it's cleared. Tegan Wolfo does win the header. But now he'll have a chance. It's another good challenge. Ball is back in Kiel's possession though. And that one is going to roll out the pitch and Staffs have a throw-in on this left-hand side. I believe it's Rosie Tompkinson on this throw-in. Or is it down the wing to mention Casey Beeman? And she does win a corner. So the first corner of the game goes to Staffs Uni Women.
And this is a great opportunity. It's that set piece taking Neve McGoy, walking over to take it. She's got a wicked delivery, as we saw multiple times last year. And I'm sure she will want to replicate that again this time out. So McGoy over the corner kick.
It does make you think, have the Kiel defenders done the research on these? That's what makes you think right now.
You'd hope so, because they can certainly cause problems. Left-footed delivery then from the left-hand side. Delivered in. It's a great ball into the box. It's in. It's there. Staffs have the opener. 1-0. Staffs have lift-off in the women's varsity. Less than 4 minutes in. I'm not sure who got the final touch on the ball, but the crowd are going wild away to our left.
I believe it was the top scorer, Tegan Ansell again. I believe it was her who's put it in just on the line. But as we just said, 2 seconds before that cross has gone in, have they done the research? Clearly not. And Staffs lead 4 minutes in. It's fantastic.
McGoy with the delivery, and it was a peach of a ball into the centre of the box. It bounced around, and Tegan Ansell was there on the spot to give Staffs the lead. 1-0, game on.
Brilliant start. Absolutely fantastic start for Staffs ladies. You think now, is there a tactic in play now, or do you reckon Staffs will go for the gullet?
I think they'll see that as a weakness, and they will be ruthless. Jamie Goslin has said this season there is no rest for the wicked. He doesn't want to be winning games by 2 or 3 when they could win by 10. He wants to be scoring as many goals as possible. And I think if they're to follow suit as they have done this season, we will certainly see a handful of more goals this evening.
100%. To get one so early on, you think what is the mindset as well of the Kiel players now as well? And Kiel seem to be struggling with these kicks at the moment with the goalkeeper. Of course, it's the defender who's taking the kicks forward, but most of them have dropped just in front of the centre circle, which is,
down the left. Oh, that's going to be a free kick to Staffs in a dangerous area. Another chance for McGoy to put the ball into the box, which means another fantastic opportunity for Staffs to score a goal.
Well, it's a great start. This is a fantastic start for Staffs Uni. I think the Kiel ladies are struggling, as we said earlier, with this midfield battle. They can't seem to break out. I don't think I've seen Kiel go into the Staffs half once already in this game, and what are we now, 6 minutes into this fixture? So that needs to improve quickly, or as you said, this could be an absolute onslaught.
It certainly could be. So Kiel are going to have to be really careful that they don't leave too many in, otherwise it could get embarrassing for them. McGoy delivers central again. Oh, it's off the bar! So close. Is Keel come away with it down the right-hand side? Dalloway into McGoy. McGoy just keeps the ball and plays it back to Abbott. And that's a great turn in the middle.
Almost two. Almost two, less than 7 minutes in. I tell you what, this Staffs team, I'm starting to understand why they went unbeaten now.
Yes, definitely. Is Abbott one out wide by Keel. They look to break, but Martin, but it's long by, I think that's Summer Chamberlain out there. Taken down well.
AC Beeman looks a real threat as the number up front as the number 9.
Yeah, out wide, and the ball is out of play for a Staffs throw in. Certainly been the best team, haven't they? Jamie Goslin's University of Staffordshire side, should I say. Recently rebranded from Staffordshire University to the University of Staffordshire. So if there's any mistake on that side, I'm sure you would still know which team we're on about. Dalloway plays the ball forwards, intercepted by the Keel defence. And it's an opportunity for Keel to mount their first attack of the game. Long ball over the top. There's Whitehurst with, looks like she's got, the Keel players all have red and black face paint on to signify their Keel colours, almost very ancient warrior-like. Dalloway plays the ball down to the line. Beeman gets round her marker, gets to the byline, puts the ball in, and it's intercepted in the box. Out for a Staffs throw-in.
Back to front so quickly. That's what you need to do. That's how you need to play in these games. When it's high, tense, when it's tense football, both teams don't want to make a mistake. That's how you need to perform. Winning it back in your own half and getting up the pitch within 10, 15 seconds, and you want to throw it in a dangerous area here.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity to put the ball in. It's going to be Dalloway throwing in down this left-hand side into McGoy. McGoy turns. McGoy down to the byline. Ball into the box, blocked. Staff's corner.
Another dangerous attack. It's another dangerous attack. I feel like another goal could be coming any second there, Ethan. I really do feel like that might be the case.
Every set piece is a fantastic opportunity, especially when you've got someone like Niamh McGoy to put the ball into the box and really cause havoc to that Keel back line. And we certainly will see another delivery right into the middle of the 18-yard box here. McGoy over it once again. Goes low this time. Finds it.
Bubbled around.
Oh, and it's just about cleared away by Keel. Staffs still have the ball. Pressure stays on. Rosie Tompkinson. Still Rosie Tompkinson. Loses out in the middle. Staffs still have the ball. Like you said, we're almost 10 minutes in now, and Keel haven't been in the attacking third once.
No, not at all. And I just want to make a comment then on that corner then. That shows that different variations of the crosses they can put in. The first one was looped and it bowled around, but that one she's fizzed it in low, which could also be a big advantage to Staffs because they don't know what's going to happen with these balls into the box now. And all it takes is one mistake inside that 6-yard box and it could be an open goal tapping. But Keel are really on the back fence here, and it's not looking good so far. They've got a big rest, what should we say, 35 minutes of this half to try and make a few chances for themselves. And, well, I say that just to get in the Staff's half. That's the first challenge.
They need to put some pressure on. If Keel want to stay in this, they have to start attacking. Otherwise, it really could be a whitewash, which, for us, would be certainly the outcome anyone from Staffordshire University would want. But for those Keel supporters, they want to see at least a goal, which it's been some time since women have scored in a varsity fixture for the football.
No, I 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. Because there'll be people in there now who might be family members of these ladies on the pitch as well. And, of course, they want to see them do the best. But at this current moment in time, it seems to be just one-way traffic. And, I mean, like we say, we just ticked over 10 minutes into the game here, and Staffs are coming forward again.
Pryor on the attack, slips it into Beeman. Beeman, throw and goal! And Joseph Winship is there to deny Beeman. Very quick off a line to smother at the attacker's feet. She kicks it out wide.
It's just a bit too much on that ball then. Just a bit too much. Beeman would have been, if there was a little bit less on that pass, it would have been a one-on-one and you'd bank Beeman to put that in the back of the net every time.
Wins it well out wide. What plays a 1-2 with Dalloway, tries to deliver, but blocked by the Kiel fullback. Referee blows a whistle just for that trip there. And it's once again, how many times this afternoon are we going to say this? It is another chance for Niamh Magoy to put a ball into the box. This is certainly where the Staff's danger is going to come.
You can also see that ladies have got full confidence in a good cross here. We've just seen Rosie Tompkinson sprint from a centre-back position straight to the back post.
Ball into the box, headed behind for a corner. Some more Staff's pressure here. Five minutes in, it certainly has been one-way traffic, hasn't it, James?
Absolutely, absolutely. We've said it 3 or 4 times now, and each time is about 2 minutes in between. There's still Kiel, I believe, have been in the Staff's area once in this whole game, and if it continues like this, then it could be anything. This could be a cricket score, but it's getting to the point now where it does make you think: do Kiel have the confidence to be able to break down this Staff's back line?
You need someone to grab the game by the scruff of the neck, don't you? And I'm not sure they've got any players at the minute, from what we've seen in these opening 12 and a half minutes, anyone that's going to step up so far. Anyway, ball into the box. Kiel come away with it. Wolfo intercepts, wins the ball again, plays it out wide. Fryer can't quite get on the end of it. Abbott, ball into the middle. Beeman tries to take it down. Kiel come away with it. I just saw the goalkeeper, David Harrison, there. She was crouching, probably wondering what to do with herself after these opening stages. What do you think is going through her mind there, James?
Well, is she bored? Okay, that's probably the first one. She's probably either bored or very, very happy. I don't really know how the mind of a goalkeeper works. Surely every once in a while you want to be challenged, but at the same time, would you prefer to keep the clean sheet? So
you want your job to be as easy as possible, I think. And as far, she's not put a foot wrong.
She hasn't even had a chance to put a foot anywhere at this point, Ethan.
No mistakes made. Anyway, Staff still on the attack here. Throw in. And it's going to run through to Winship in goal.
It seems like Winship is going to be a lot more busier today than Daisy Harrison.
I think you're right. Heel long over the top. Abbott tries to play it forward into the path of Dalloway, but just hits that Kiel back line. Sprayed out wide from Kiel. That's a neat turn in there. Oh, but one back really well by Abbott. Dalloway tries to win something for Staffs. Beeman bearing down on her marker. And she wins a throw-in very hard to pitch there. That is superb work from Casey Beeman, the Staff's number 9 up top this afternoon.
Great work, great centre. Number 9 work, should I say. It's fantastic. Tracking down your man, put pressure on. He's won Staff's a throw-in yet again. Very good position.
Certainly is a great position. They could work something here out wide, try and get it into the box and cause some more havoc in that 6-yard area. Magoy wins it back on the edge of the box, shoots, saved, straight down the throat of Winship.
It's another effort. It's another effort for Staffs, and we're seeing this over and over and over again. The chances keep coming, and if this happens, then one's going to be put in the net again soon.
It's relentless, isn't it, this pressure? Kiel are wondering when they're going to be able to get a break, and as far they have not had one yet. If things carry on, their next break from pressure could be the half-time whistle, which, as good as it is to see a fantastic Staff side play, it would be nice to see a competitive game. No one wants it to get beyond them in a fixture like this. Such a highly anticipated fixture. Beeman breaks past the marker, tries to turn, puts a ball across, and straight into the hands of Winship once again. Long ball downfield, headed by Dalloway. McGoy presses and Staffs won't come away with the ball. What do you think it's going to take from Kiel to get a foothold in this game, James?
Well, I've just noticed then the Kiel captain, Rebecca Price, and number 2, has just appeared to squat down. She did it again. You might, is she hurt herself, or is she thinking, what do we need to do here?
You wonder if she is carrying a knock. Anyway, here's Fryer.
Just about kept out by Winship once again. I feel like we're repeating ourselves every minute here, Ethan.
You're right. As far 17 minutes played.
The goal 4 minutes in. So far, as we say, it's 1-0 to the Staffs Uni Ladies. If you just joined us here at the Red Industry Stadium. To give you a short rundown of the game so far, I think all you need to say is Staffs Uni. That's it.
He'll look to try and mount an attack there, but it wasn't Tegan Ansell. It was Sam Abbott down this down in the centre. The fullback cleared any danger away from a red shirt. Fryer with the foul in the middle there.
Now, if you were on this free kick for Kiel, I believe it is Lily Whitehurst on the free kick at the moment. Where are you going to put this? Do you try and put the pressure on the back line, or do you play it short?
Well, it's a good opportunity to get your team up the pitch. It looks like she's going to go long here. Goes long, she does. Finds a Kiel player. Great touch in the middle there. Number 10 shoots, and I think that's going to go out for a Kiel corner. First Kiel corner of the game. What can they work here? They're going to, you'd have thought, look to put it into the box. It's 20, makes her way over there. Again, with the Kiel players, we only have the names of 1 to 11. So anyone over with a shirt number over 11, unfortunately, we can't put a name to the player. So apologies for that.
It's a great opportunity, though, Ethan. This is a fantastic opportunity. As we've just said, this is the first time they've really made a break into the Staff's half, and to get a corner from it straight away, that'll give them confidence, knowing that they are able to break down this back line. But there's a chance here with Whitehurst on the corner.
All into the box, 10. Referee waves away any penalty appeals. The Staff can break. It's 3-on-3. Oh, she's Fryer rounds 1. Oh, can't get round the second, and Kiel clear away any danger. Headed superbly by Rosie Tompkinson. Summer Chamberlain clears for Staffs into the path of McGoy, but that will just about run out for a Kiel throw-in on the opposite side, right next to that Kiel bench. Long down the line.
And just confirm as well, just quickly, it was actually Rosie Tomlinson who got the goal. Rosie Tompkinson, sorry, my mistake. She was the one who put Staffs 1-0 ahead 4 minutes in, Ethan. So it was Rosie Tompkinson, the centre-back, with the goal.
Wasn't Tegan Ansell. Rosie Tompkinson with the first goal of any varsity football game of 2025, as it still remains 1-0 here at the Red Industry Stadium.
I believe both teams are just trying to feel out the game at the moment, gain a bit of possession in midfield. But as we say that, Staffs are on the attack again.
Beeman can't quite make that stick, but does win a throw-in for Staffs as they look to keep mounting that pressure, which we've seen so early on. We're 20 minutes in now, and Kiel still haven't really mounted. Apart from that one corner we saw just moments ago, apart from that, they have not looked to threaten Daisy Harrison in the Staff's goal one bit.
Not at all. Not at all, Ethan. Not at all. And yeah, like I say, the minutes keep ticking by. We're now over halfway through this half, almost, just past 20-minute mark now, and still nothing to show from. And looking at the number 10 there for Kiel, the hands on the hips, it's the same as what we were thinking about Rebecca Price. She might just be thinking there, what do we need to do here to break past this, strong defensive line of Staffs Uni?
And they're going to need to do some more defending of themselves here, as Niamh McGoy, how many times have we said that in the opening 20 minutes, has another corner kick. She just goes to collect that ball behind that huge space behind the goal here. We said earlier, certainly a unique stadium, the home of Newcastle Town, with the velodrome around. It's not very often you see stadiums with setting like this, is it, James?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like you say, it's unique, but it's a nice ground. It's good conditions as well for today, so you can't complain. And, you know, talk about this set piece now. It's anything could happen from this even again.
Certainly could. McGoy, ball into the box. That's a great delivery into the middle. Staffs still bouncing around. Keel can clear, and that's a much better clearance from the Keel back line. Headed on. It's a chase. The Keel fans are cheering. Missed by Abbott. Abbott's messing around with it. 10 puts the pressure on Amy Alderwinkle, but Staffs can come away with it. McGoy looks to clip it over the top to Fryer. Fryer chases and he's actually going to block. And Keel just about deal with it. What's that been? All of that 30 seconds, and it is another Staffs corner.
Constant pressure, even all the time. Constant pressure.
Certainly has been constant pressure in these opening stages. A quarter of the way into the game now, and Staffs, despite only leading 1-0, I think it could be more.
Absolutely. You know, Keel will be counted their lucky stars at the moment. Could be anything. It could have been 3 or 4-0 by now, but, you know, full respect to Winship in goal. She's done very well so far. But as you say, there's another chance here. Different corner taker this time, though, Ethan.
Into the box. And again, out for another Staffs corner. I think it was Fryer put that one in, but again, it was a superb delivery right into the centre of the box. Fryer goes low this time. Out to the edge. It's a low ball in, and it's well wide in the end of that left post.
Different variation of crosses, though. One of them, you know, not letting the Keel defenders know what's coming next. Well, at some point in this game, I feel like it could come well to them.
Certainly could pay dividends later in the game. The Keel centre-back, once again, I think it's Rebecca Price over there. It's hard to tell, as not only do we not have all the numbers, but some of the numbers to kit names aren't actually what we have written down here. Cleared away there by Tomkinson. Out for a Keel throw by the bench. And that sun is now right into our eyes, making it really difficult to see over that far side, especially in the shadows. It's really hard to work out just quite what is going on in the action over there. There's a lot of bodies with the bench. That Staffs bench are all stood up, getting behind the team. Ball down the line. Kept well by the Keel winger. Out for another Keel throw. We're both just saying in here that this sunlight is absolutely blinding. Really struggling to make out what's going on over there. Anyway, throw in here. Direct into the box. Still, Keel have possession. Down the line. Ball in. Cleared away again by Tomkinson. And has it gone out for a Keel corner, I believe.
It's a corner, yeah.
Second corner of the game.
I'm not too sure if that fully went out, Ethan. I thought that Daisy Harrison got that before he just left the pitch.
Really hard to see from where we are.
I feel bad for the linesman.
Ball into the box. Cleared away by Sam Abbott. Once again, another long ball looking for the path of Beeman. Oh, that's fantastic there to take that ball down. Keel come down the right here. Whitehurst does superbly. Gets away from Abbott. Jinks back and is going to win another corner. First bit of sustained pressure from Keel. Yeah. Is this what they've been lacking early on?
Well, as you say, it's taken 25 minutes, but it's a 90-minute game of football, so it's good that they've started to create chances for themselves. Another chance here from the corner. It's going to be Whitehurst again whipping this one in. Similar ball to last time. It was a good delivery in last time, so you'd hope if she did that again, then it could cause a few difficulties.
Right foot the Whitehurst puts the ball in, and Harrison can claim as it has gone out for a goal kick.
Not enough whip on it.
Going to be disappointing there for Kiel. They've waited so long for a bit of pressure. They get just their third corner of the game, and unfortunately, straight out for a goal kick. Beeman turns into McGoy. McGoy can't make it stick. However, Staffs still have the ball in the middle. That's a good or unlucky from Fryer there. I think she's just trying to find the feet of. Can't quite work out who it is out on the right hand side because that sun is so blinding. Anyway, Staffs throwing. Summer Chamberlain throws it in. McGoy goes up for the header. Out again for this time a Kiel throw in on that far side. Break in play here as it looks like Staffs will make the first substitutes of the game, and it looks like Freya Martin and Holly Fryer coming off for, I believe that is Izzy Green and Tegan Ansell. Ansell, we said, the top scorer, so they're already 1-0 up, had a lot of pressure on that Kiel back line, and they bring on their top scorer, James.
What you have to do, don't you? This is what you have to do. It's a bit of a surprising change to make changes in less than half an hour into the game, but because of the sheer size of the Staffs, substitution list, as you said, there's 23 names in the squad today, and only 11 could be on the pitch. So I think it's good to get changes in early, allow some of the other girls to have a go, and for the two ladies who've come off, they've been fantastic. So all in all, they've had a great varsity appearance this season.
Definitely, they've started superbly, especially Fryer. She's been one of the standout players, making things happen in the middle. But you take one player off with that quality and you bring someone like Tegan Ansell on, who will create, you could argue, even more chances. So it's going to be interesting to see how she performs in that attacking midfield role. She certainly is, I think, the star of the show for this women's side.
It does make you think, like, why would she start from the start? But clearly it's worked so far, hasn't it? So you can't fault Jamie for trying something different. But to now bring on two ladies with a combined 30 goals this season.
Well played back. Is she going to pick it up? No, Harrison plays it out wide. That's a great ball into Dalloway, the captain on this left-hand side. Sophie Dalloway can't quite find the feet of McGoy as Kiel can turn about 30 yards out. And that's Green. That first bit of action, she does really well just to muscle her opponent off the ball and play it into the feet. Oh, I think that's Chloe Craddock on that right-hand side.
Kiel are starting to warm into this game now. Kiel have started to gain a little bit of momentum behind themselves, which could come in key. But as we keep talking about the threats from Staff's play so far, all it could take is one goal to completely shut that down again. But so far, it's, as we said, full Staff's domination. But you can definitely see this Kiel side creating a chance or two in this 90 minutes.
Half an hour played here. McGoy goes for an effort from long range, but it's easy enough for Joseph Winship to claim. She comes out here with the ball. Will look to go long once again. Out wide, Dalloway wins the header into the path of Ansell. First bit of action from her. Skipped past her opponent well, but can't quite get on the end of that touch. Also straight back into the path of a Kiel player, but won really well back by Abbott down this left-hand side. Good pressure from Ansell there. Dalloway can't quite retain possession. Straight out of play from Kiel for a Staffs throw in.
It's very well won back there by Tegan Warfel.
Certainly was. They've been battling really well, these Staffs ladies, haven't they?
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. Considering in the first, 20 minutes of this game, it was all Staffs. In the last 10 minutes, the Kiel ladies have started to up their game, up their tempo a little bit, but the defence of Staffs have stood strong so far, and you'd expect them to continue that with how positive they've been throughout the full course of this year. So, the game looks a lot more level now compared to how it was in, as we said, the opening 20 minutes. But at this moment in time, I still believe Staffs will come out victorious here tonight.
And this is what we wanted to see, wasn't it? We wanted to see a competitive game. You don't want it to get away from you on a big occasion like this. Anyway, here's Ansel. Ball straight through to Beeman. Beeman will get down onto this. She's going to chase it down with the Kiel defender coming across. Can't quite keep the ball in play, as I think it's been signalled for a goal kick rather than an offside. But that's the first bit of danger we've seen from Tegan Ansel with that fantastic through ball there. Beeman not quite able to get on the end of it, but that's certainly what we want to see more of from Ansel in that number 10 role.
Brings the Kiel defence a whole new question, even when you bring on a lady off the bench who has scored 17 goals. Not many people have that privilege. So, it's very intriguing to see how the Kiel defence cope with that.
Certainly is. She's only gotten the ball a couple of times, so you're just wondering, will Staffs try and get her onto the ball even more than they have already? Casey Beeman, not only one of the top scorers in the league with 14, but she's also had 16 assists, which is no surprise from seeing how lively she's been in these opening stages.
33 goal involvements in 10 games?
30 goal involvements.
30 goal involvements in 10 games. Well, I think that shows a lot, doesn't it?
It's not bad going, is it?
Not at all, not at all. Surely she'll want to add to that list tonight as well.
Tegan Ansel, I believe, has 17.
Wow.
17 goals.
Well, when you have them two with them numbers as a front two, you can't say much wrong, can you?
Well, I believe that might be 17 goals and across the whole country in all leagues this season for Bucks, which is the British University and College Sports League. She is joint 10th top scorer across the whole country. So when you've got someone like that who poses such a danger to come off the bench when the other legs are starting to be fatigued, as she turns number 11 superbly in the middle there, she tries to feed the ball through to Beeman, but falls back to her. Can't quite make anything happen there. But Izzy Green intercepts. That was Tegan Waltho intercepting, playing it out to Izzy Green. Izzy Green down the left-hand side, cuts in, keeps the ball. I think that was a little nutmeg as we hear the Staffs crowd cheer. Oh, dropped by the keeper. Oh, and Beeman can't quite get on the end of that to make it 2 for Staffs, James.
It's another chance. I feel like we keep talking about the same thing every couple of seconds. But, yeah, again, one of these at some point is going to go into the back of the net again, and Kiel really need to up their game now.
Galloway wins the header, and good defending there from Kiel. To win the throw-in, goes long, once again, won by Abbott, but straight out in almost the same place for another Kiel throw-in. It
was a beautiful move from Staffs, that was. Absolutely fantastic move. The little skill by Izzy Green on the left-hand side of the pitch. Take the defender out of the game. It was a good effort towards the top left corner, and, of course, spilled, but it was very close for Beeman tapping in, but Winship was very fortunate that the ball rebounded back into her. But it's another big chance. And as we keep going back to saying, I feel like more times than ever in this game.
McGoy fouled there, and this is the sort of range that she will be licking her lips at after scoring 2 from this sort of distance last year. That left foot of McGoy will certainly cause Kiel some problems here. It's just a matter of where will she deliver the ball to. I think putting it on the keeper is the right decision. But you've got the height of Casey Beeman, Izzy Green, very tall players. They will be a threat should McGoy not put this on target. Anyway, ball into the box, and that's a disappointment, you have to say. However, the ball has gone out for the referee, has signalled a Staffs corner. Pressure remains on.
A low cross attempt that time, which from that far distance out, you expect it to float towards the back stick. But, they still got a corner from it, so it's it's not the worst outcome, I must say.
No, pressure remains on, and that is what you ask, isn't it, of your team? Every attack you have, you want to get some kind of end product, that being a shot on target, a penalty, a free kick, a goal, or a corner. Anything positive from any attack is certainly the outcome you want from your side. Anyway, McGoy out on that far right-hand side, in swinging left-footed corner towards the near post, bouncing around, and it's blocked on the line. I think that was Izzy Green in there, denied Staffs their second from a superb block at the back post to keep the score down. Anyway, out on the wing here, Rosie Tompkinson into the feet of Dalloway, who into the ball is one back well by, I think that's Beeman, who dropped deep, plays it across the green, will keep it for Staffs here. Looks to go forward. I think that's Chamberlain. Shows a real burst of speed down the right. She will win the ball and win a corner. Superb from Summer Chamberlain down the right-hand side there, James.
Brilliant again. Absolutely fantastic work from these Staffs ladies again. It's getting to the point now where surely a second has to come. We've got just less than 10 minutes of this half now. And, you'd be thinking that Jamie would be going into that team talk at half-time saying, why isn't it more? Why isn't it not 2-3-0? So it's another big chance here to get that second goal, to give yourself a little bit of comfort. And, as we keep going back to in these type of games, you need to get that big lead behind you because anything can happen. So it's good with all this pressure, but surely another one has to go in at some point.
McGoy, ball into the box. And that's out for another corner. Must have taken a little flick there at the near post from a Keel body.
Every time, though, these balls which go in always seem to end up towards the centre, even if it's a low cross. So the Keel defenders are really struggling here to defend against these corners being whipped in, which is, just working towards Staff's favour every time.
Looking again at, you've got Izzy Green in there, Casey Beeman, very tall players. Ball into the box. Cleared only as far as Wolfo, takes a touch, plays it back in. Izzy Green can't quite get a shot off, but Staffs will have a throw in down this left-hand side. Chamberlain with the throw in. Into the feet of Ansell, can take it down and turns well, past one, past another, past the third. Can she get a shot off, shoots, and held well by Winship in goal. That was some magic there. Fantastic feat from Tegan Ansell. Dalloway can just see that run out of players. That's good strength from her. And Summer Chamberlain, who swapped sides from right back to left back, will take the throw in right in front of us here.
Brilliant work from Ansell there in that number 10 role. Fantastic work breaking past 3 different defenders and getting the shot off as well. Of course, it was a good save by Winship once again, but shows intent, of course, coming on half an hour into the game, and she's surely looking like a player which can really make a big impact in the second half.
Certainly, as we approach that half-time whistle, just 5 minutes away, Staff's definitely been the stronger of the two sides, but with only one goal to show for it. However, still on the attack here. Ansell wins the ball back well. McGoy can't quite turn, but Ansell will pick the ball up, played out wide to Dalloway. Dalloway takes the touch, will look to deliver, wins the corner for Staffs. More pressure.
We've got to be looking at least 8, 9, 10 corners now at this point for Staffs.
I think minimum 9 or 10. They've really had some joy putting the balls into the box, but only one, as was said a few moments ago, just one goal to show for it when they could have had a few more, because all it takes is one attack from Kiel and they could be level. So they need to make opportunities like this. Hey.
And what an ideal time this could be to score just before half-time.
Right-footed in-swinging delivery from Green into the box, but headed away. It will come back to Green out on this left-hand side. Once again, deep into the box. Oh, it's not held. Oh, that's well recovered there from Winship, who acrobatically claims any rebound to stop think Beeman in there sniffing around, as any number 9 does. However, Ansel wins the ball up high, bounces back to McGoy. McGoy tries to attack down the right-hand side. Beeman just shows her strength. The ball bouncing around and cleared away by Keel, which I think will run out to Chamberlain. Keeps the ball in play. Cleared by Keel. Staffs throw in.
There has also been a signal from Dalloway, signaling to the bench that she wants to come off. And she is leaving the pitch now.
The men's team have just turned up ahead of their hugely anticipated fixture this evening between Staffs and Keels. One of the highlights of any varsity calendar. They have all turned up and will be going and getting their preparations underway. So stick with us as we'll be having a stream later on this evening. Kick-off is expected at 7:15, but due to delays could be a little bit later than that. Back with this game for now, though. Throw in. Ansel can't quite keep it down. Keel can turn. Well stopped from Chamberlain. Chamberlain plays it back. Tompkinson. Into Abbott. Abbott. Left by Green. Beeman can pick it up. Through ball. And Ansel can't get on the end of that. However, one back high from McGoy. McGoy can drive. Great feet there. Into Ansel. Ansel on the edge of the box. He's got time. Pass one. Shoots. Oh, that's just wide from Tegan Ansel. Very close. James.
It's another huge opportunity for Staffs. That's probably that might generally be the biggest chance they've had today, because the goal was a bit of deflection inside the box, but that is a huge opportunity for Ansel to double the lead. And yet again, it's probably that gives Jamie another reason to go into half time and go, why is this not more than one goal? It's getting a lot more tighter now, an awful lot more tighter, and surely a second goal has to come at some point for Staffs. It's Keel break now.
Right, back on the pitch, down this left-hand side, links up well with Ansel, but can't make the end of that ball as it runs out for another Keel goal kick.
We are just over a minute away now from the half-time whistle, expecting to go. And for people which are only just joining us, it's currently 1-0 to Staffs Uni. It was Rosie Tompkinson with a goal 4 minutes into the game from a corner. And ever since then, it's just been pure domination from the Staffs Uni ladies.
Certainly has, but that domination might not pay, given there's only one stat that matters, and that is the final score. And at only 1-0, it is certainly dangerous. So they need to make it pay in the second half, in the dying embers of this first period. Is around as Ansel wins it there on the edge of the box. I think again we'll just run out for a Keel goal kick. 30 seconds left of regulation time in this first half, and Staffs, as you say, James, certainly have been the stronger of the two teams. I think Jamie Goslin will be happy, but I think he will also be wanting more from that strike force in the second half. They need to be clinical if they want to win this.
No, absolutely. Look, if the football was only 45 minutes, you'd be absolutely pleased with this, but you've got a second half to come, and just saying that the half-time whistle has just gone, Ethan.
And there is the end of the first half. Staffs Uni currently leading Keel 1-0. Rosie Tompkinson with the opening goal in the 4th minute off the back end of a Neve McGoy corner kick. The ball pinged around in the box, and she was Johnny on the spot to put the ball into the bottom right corner. Here at the Red Industry Stadium, it's Staffs 1, Keel 0. Back to you, John, in the studio.
Thank you, Ethan and James. It's so far so good for Staffs, as Rosie Tompkinson's early goal has proved to be the difference. And it could have been far worse for Keel, who struggled to get out of their half in large parts of the opening period. Staffs are now 45 minutes away from their first point on the board in Varsity 2025. We'll be back with full analysis of the opening half after this short break. Welcome back to Sport at Staffs. It is half-time in the women's football with the University of Staffs cheerleading their rivals Kiel by 1-0. I'm joined once more by Matt Carville on the sofa to discuss the first action of the first half. So Matt, Staffs have been on top. It's been all one way so far.
Yeah, it's a pretty dominant first half from Staffordshire University. Not that we weren't expecting that they would enjoy most of the possession in this game. After all, they've played pretty good stuff, and their goal has actually come from quite a scrappy opportunity. It came from a corner. Rosie Tompkinson sort of capitalising on a mix-up at the back, and just a really good moment and to get in the lead early. But since then, they haven't really capitalised on the momentum. They've controlled lots of the game. They've had chances. So, yes, they're 1-0 up, but I think they'll be disappointed that they're not further ahead.
You say they've struggled to capitalise on the momentum, but Kiel have really struggled to get out of their own half for much of the first half.
Yeah.
Like, they have not had many chances in front of goal, and it's just been one way. What do you think the problem is for Kiel right now?
The intensity that Staffordshire are playing with, they're controlling the midfield. We talked before the game about Tegan Ansell, sort of Stoke City development team in that squad. She's got the quality and she's really controlling the game from there at the minute. And like you said, first 25 minutes was all one-way traffic down towards the Kiel goal. It did become a bit more even, but no real clear-cut chances for the University of Kiel so far.
And University of Staffs women's had a lot of chances at the back end of that first half, and a couple of clear-cut ones that, you know, if it was a different, you know, couple of millimetres away, it would have been another goal.
Yeah, so again, dominated the first 25 minutes, then it became more even, and the last 10 minutes it was pretty ruthless from Staffordshire, attack after attack. Izzy Green had an attempt cleared off the line. It was a really good opportunity, and then Ansell, who we've mentioned, darted into the box, beat her woman, and then just shot to the wrong side of the Kiel goalkeeper's post. But they need to be putting them in the net, because when it's 1-0, there's always an opportunity for another team.
So do you expect more of the same from Staffs in the second half, keeping that intensity, keeping, you know, Kiel pending?
I think it's certainly what they will attempt to do, but you would think that you will see a response from Kiel. Like you say, they've not offered much going forward, and it's 1-0. They need to attack more. They can't let another loss occur.
With the point potentially on the way to Staffs at Varsity, here is the rest of the evening's activities hold. Women's football is currently on at Newcastle Town. We have got men's and women's Q Sports shortly getting underway at Plaza Snooker and Pool Club. We've got mountaineering at 6:30 at Kilnworks, and then straight after the women's football, we have the men taking on Kiel again at Newcastle Town. It says it's going to be at 7:15, but as the women's game was slightly delayed and was late kicking off, you expect the same for the men's. We'll be back after this. welcome back to live coverage of Varsity 2025 on Sport at Staffs. The second half in the women's football is about to get underway, so we'll hand back over to Ethan and James, hoping of more of the same from Staffs.
Yes, thank you, John. Hopefully, as you said, more of the same from Staffs in the second half. The pressure was relentless from Jamie Gosling's side, and it paid dividends just 4 minutes in as Rosie Tompkinson opened the scoring off a corner. Neve McGoy put a fantastic ball into the box. It bounced around, and Tompkinson was there to fire low into the bottom right-hand corner to give Staffs the lead. They certainly were the dominant force in that first half, but only one goal to show for it. The sun, after being blinding us here in the press box, is now starting to dip below the tree line, making it easier for us to see ahead of the nighttime game that we will see later on with the men. However, James is alongside me. What were your thoughts on that first half?
Complete and utter domination for the Staffs ladies team. As we said at the start of the game, you know, this side is coming invincible. And we were hoping to see somewhat of an equal game, but so far it has just been the Staffs ladies who've been all over them. You know, I think the only disappointment for that first half will 100% come down to the fact that why isn't it more? But at the same time, going in 1-0 in this game at half time is, you know, still a key thing. Getting that goal early on in the game probably shot the confidence of the Kiel ladies a little bit. But if that can be recreated in the second half, get another early goal, then I reckon this could be probably game over.
I think, as you said, it could well be game over should Staffs come out at the break and put an early goal into the Kiel net. They will be shooting from left to right, will Staffs, so obviously Kiel right to left, as I think they will be coming out onto the pitch any moment now.
And of course, as we mentioned, the men's game is later, and we've seen the Staffs male team start to get here now, and of course the excitement is starting to build around that game later, Ethan, as well.
Well, it's a huge fixture, as we mentioned earlier, arguably the highlight of any varsity schedule, the men's football. It's the big one. It's with us at about 7:30 as the crowd is still starting to still continuing, shall I say, to pile in, as we expect there to be between about 700 and 900 people. Still waiting here for both sides to re-emerge. I think, who were your stand-up players in that opening half, James?
Well, of course, you've got to give to Rosie Tompkinson, of course, the goal scorer, getting that one early on. There was a bobble in the box, and she's managed to turn it in, but she had to be alert on the line at that point. But I think there's been two other players which have really, really impressed me. One of them being Casey Beeman, the number 9. You know, the size of her, the presence she brings inside of the box has caused many issues for the Kiel back line. And also Holly Fryer as well. She has been terrific in that first half. These darting runs down the wing. She could have got a goal herself when she put it through the legs of Rebecca Price. And of course, it was just saved by Winship in goal. But in terms of that first half performance for the individual players, I think it's been some fantastic showings. And, you know, for the full team, they've been brilliant. So it's hard to pick out just a couple, but so far it's been fantastic for them. As we are looking now, the teams are re-emerging onto the pitch. And, you know, we are seconds out from start this second period, which, you know, how big is it considering it is only the 1-0 scoreline?
Huge. The start to this second half will determine, I think, I know it sounds obvious, but if you get a good start in this second half, you could very easily determine the winner just a few moments in. I think the next goal, dare I say it, the next goal wins.
Potentially, yeah, 100%. Of course, that's not 100% fact, because you've still got, even if there's a goal similar, you've still got another 35 minutes left of the game to play. But with how quickly and how dominating the Staffs ladies were in that first 20 minutes of that game, if they can get another early goal at the start of the second half and continue that, you might see the heads of the Kiel ladies drop. But as we are looking over now, there's a lot of noise coming from the Kiel fans, and they are rounding their team on to hopefully give them a lot better performance than they did in that first half. But it's exciting. We're ready to go. I'm seeing the number 22 there for Kiel start to wave their hands towards the fans to get them even louder. So they are up for it, and the Staffs ladies They've got a big, big, big second half to try and either double their lead or maintain that 1-0 lead.
Well, you did just touch on the crowd noise there, and I have heard from credible sources that Daisy Harrison, the Staff's goalkeeper, has actually been asking for more from the Staff's fans in that stand away to our left-hand side. So she wants them to get behind the team. Maybe that could be the difference to help them get their second goal. As we kick things off in the second half, Beeman gets us underway. Staff's kicking from left to right. Fryer into Beeman. Beeman on the edge of the box, takes it down on her chest, tries to get round the right back, and she'll use her strength and pace, and will keep the ball. Does well, and wins a throw-in for Staffs.
Well, I must say as well, Ethan, just ignoring the game a second, now the sun has completely gone down, we might be able to get the numbers correct and the names right. So that's always a positive for everybody who's joined us and watched us today.
Well, you can only hope so, because that sun was certainly very blinding to both of us in the press box here.
Also got to think as well with that, with what we were saying before the start of the game, how there was more advantage kicking from right to left in the first half, the sun on the back of you. I don't think that's going to matter too much in the second half now, because as we said, the sun has gone behind the trees and the distance and the pitches. There's not a single drop of sunlight on the pitch now, so...
Just past the post there from Chloe Craddock. Left-footed volley, can't quite turn it in. As 22 will be taking the goal kick. It's confusing because we've got 22 as the captain, and we've got number 2 down here as being the captain, Rebecca Price. So I can only assume that was Price there taking the goal kick, as she did throughout the whole of the first half. Headed backward by Craddock into Summer Chamberlain. McGoy wins it back. Chamberlain once again looks to play the ball over the top. Beeman will, I think, not quite get on the end of it as Gray tries to play the ball across the pitch. Oh, well intercepted there. Fryer down the left-hand side, puts the ball into the back post, but it's held by Winship, and she can come away with it for Kiel.
I think the sheer presence of Beeman in the middle creates such a disadvantage for the Kiel back line. And with Ansel, who is a bit smaller than her as well behind her, it creates that almost big man, little man combination up front, which can cause so many issues for a back line, because you don't know whether to drop deep and defend or go to attack the taller player. So I think this is coming into such a real good advantage for the Staffs ladies today.
Well, some of the greatest managers ever loved that big man, little man combination. Harry Redknapp with the likes of Peter Crouch and Jermaine Defoe at Tottenham. Can you put Jamie Gosling in that sort of conversation as well, James?
Well, we are only 2.5 minutes into the second half. Let's get the next 42 out of the way and then we'll have that conversation.
Well, he has gone undefeated this season. Anyway, here's Beeman down the left-hand side. Real burst of pace and wins a corner for Staffs. Starting this second half like we ended the first half, James.
Absolutely, and like what we were saying, coming out quick and try and get that second goal straight away would be so beneficial for this team. And it just every single time the Staffs ladies go forward, you just think that they're going to create an opportunity, a chance to get that second goal, and it's exciting. It's an exciting game of football, and that's all we really came to ask for today.
Exciting for sure, as Staffs look to double their lead. I think that's Izzy Green has gone out there to deliver an in-swinging right-footed corner. It's high into the box. Tompkinson looking to get on the end of it. It's bouncing around and held by Rochford. She's been busy, hasn't she? The Kiel goalkeeper this afternoon.
Absolutely she has, and it's never-ending pressure. It's never-ending pressure from these Staffs ladies, and I feel like we keep repeating ourselves going over this. At some point, there's going to be a breakthrough, and this could happen right now. There's another chance coming here as Ansel makes a way forward.
Ansel plays it out wide. Fryer wins a throw-in. McGoy just plodding over to pick the ball up out at the bottom of that very unique velodrome, which we mentioned in the first half. Not many stadiums like this about, is there?
No, even in just like the local areas where you've got many of these non-league grounds as well. But the way which Newcastle Town Stadium is, is formatted, it's very, very unique. But I think the positive about bringing it to the Red Industry Stadium is the atmosphere that you can create as well is fantastic, because with these ramps, it almost feels like all the fans are on top of the pitch as well. So it creates a great atmospheric stadium, which is always going to be beneficial. And we've seen, and I can hear just to the left of me now, I can hear the staff's fans as well starting to get behind their team, because they'll also be believing that a second goal is coming, which, let's face it, it probably will be at some point.
Well, 15 minutes in, and as you say, the staff's crowd have started to find their voices. It's taken them their time, but it's better late than never. Maybe Daisy Harrison's words at halftime did just spur them on to get behind the team. McGoy can't quite find the feet of Beeman up front there. Fryer wins the header. Straight into the Kiel striker. Looks to play it out wide, but well intercepted by Woltho in the middle there. Abbott out to Fryer. Fryer, good feet there. Oh, and that's a heavy tackle, but Kiel come away with the ball. Oh, and that was a strong reaction by Fryer there. I think it was probably just frustration boiling over after being dispossessed, and cynically took out the Kiel attacker there, James.
Absolutely, but sometimes you're going to get these tackles in this game where, it was bound to happen at some point, let's face it. In the heated conditions, the crowd is now starting to get behind. We can hear the crowd, the atmosphere all roaring now. It's going to spur those players on to put in more effort now. And this is why what we say in the second half is going to be such a good game of football.
You can only hope so. Kiel flicked on. Oh, and it's well held by Daisy Harrison, called into action for the first time, really. Just 51 minutes on the clock, and it's long up the pitch from Harrison. Ansel, can she win it? No, she can't. However, that's Craddock out on the right-hand side. Still Craddock can't quite keep hold of it. Woltho misses the header. Kiel takes it down. Chamberlain back into the path of Woltho. Woltho keeps the ball. However, Kiel will intercept. And that's Craddock making the tackle down to our left-hand side. Staff's throw-in. My bad. Kiel throw-in. Kiel just looked to build a bit of pressure early in this second half. Not something they really managed to mount too well in the opening 45. As it would be interesting to know what the two managers said at half-time following that opening performance.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you were in that Kiel dressing room, it's that saying, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that dressing room at half-time, just hearing what was said about that performance. Because
I'm going to have to stop you there, James, as Ansel wins it high at the pitch, in the box, two hands in the back. She stands the man up well. Beat goes round her, cuts it back. McGoy! It's over the bar. That was a great opportunity from Ansel, who pressed her opponent fantastically, won the ball back high at the pitch, cut it back to McGoy, but can't quite find that finishing touch as the ball flies high over the bar.
Not too sure what all the hesitation was about then from the Kiel. I believe it's the fullback who was tracked over towards his left-hand side to help defence. He almost got caught in two minds to clear it out herself or to pass it back to the keeper. And before you knew it, Tegan Ansell was on her back, and Staffs created a good opportunity there, and McGoffrey couldn't put it in the back of the net.
Good feet in the middle there from Alderwinkle. Kiel voices are really being heard now in that stand over the far side, which may be what they needed to spur them on really in the second half.
The chants of "Let's go Kiel, let's go" have started to surround the Red Industry Stadium, and these ladies are seeming to put in a lot more effort in the second half. The chances they're creating, how high they're going up the pitch as well. It took them 20 minutes just to break into the Staff's half in the first half, and look at them now. They're attacking the game, the ball forward. So this is what comes to, again, with will the Staff's Uni ladies regret missing all those chances?
We will find out, won't we, whether they'll live to rue those mistakes. And as you said, the chance of let's go, Kiel, let's go. One of the very few chants I think we can actually repeat live on air. Ansel battling away there at the back, doing her defensive duties, tries to play it out wide. Craddock can break down the right really quickly, but can't quite keep the ball in. Real burst of speed down the right-hand side. We've not seen that too much from anyone in the first half. There was a couple of times Beeman chasing down her man down the left-hand side of the pitch here, but we've not seen anyone show a real burst of pace as of yet until then. Headed back, McGoy will intercept, tries to flick it on, straight to a Kiel player. Beeman straight onto the back of her. And Tompkinson will clear for a Kiel throw in to our left.
Fantastic again from Beeman, though. It's brilliant. Tracking down that defender, putting the pressure on, and making the midfielder there for Kiel in two minds. I think it's brilliant once again what she's done this game so far.
It's been superb work from her, isn't it? Putting a real shift. Green looks to go long. Beeman will hunt. Can't quite win it. However, it will break still to a Kiel player. 20 down the right-hand side. Tries to get round Abbott and wins a throw-in for her side. Jamie Goslin deep in conversation over the far side with Joe McCarthy, the assistant manager, just wondering, is there going to be some kind of tactical change going through his mind? Oh, Beeman can capitalise. She can break here down the left-hand side. Only one in her way. Cuts in, plays it off to Ansel. Ansel can turn. Keeps the ball. Ansel on the edge of the box. Past another. Out to Craddock. Craddock can't find Ansel with the return pass, but she will. She won't keep the ball. She will commit a foul. Kiel free kick down to our right here.
Another fantastic break on the left-hand side. It was a missed kick from the Kiel fullback, and it gave Beeman a chance to run down. She's played it through to Tegan Ansel in the centre of the pitch. Of course, she's coming towards the box. I thought I would have expected her with the goal scoring record of the season to take a pop then. I would have had full confidence in her then, but she played out wide to Craddock. Craddock's tried to beat her man, and then unfortunately a tangle of laces, I believe, and Kiel get the free kick. But yet again, it's a good effort from these Staffs Uni ladies, and more of that to come, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm certainly surprised she didn't shoot, because with someone with her goal-scoring ilk, you'd have expected her to pull the trigger there, but she didn't, and it remains Staffs 1, Kiel 0, as we are in the 57th minute here. Ansel tries to get a foot round and it won't quite run for her. However, Green picks the ball up. Neat touch, but loses out to 27. 27 looks to play it in behind. 17, Abbott wins the ball back. However, Kiel can break down the right through 20. Tries to go round Abbott. Uses her strength well. And wins a free kick, which is a great position to put the ball into the box for Kiel here, James.
Absolutely. Kiel are putting a lot of pressure on now this back line of Staffs. And actually, you just had a very good area just outside of the box towards the byline on the right-hand side of the pitch. It's going to be right foot swing this in, so she can get a good enough whip on this. This is right on top of the keeper's head and create some big difficulty here for the Staffs ladies. I believe it's Amy Alderwinkle on the free kick as well.
It's a long run-up that she's taken from the ball over that far side.
Very much David Beckham-esque. The same delivery here.
It's low across the floor, missed by McGoy. Oh, appeals of a penalty there from the Kiel fans, but nothing given from the referee. Fryer plays the ball out to this right-hand side to Craddock. Craddock can take a heavy touch, can't quite get on the end of it. But Summer Chamberlain will pick up the ball for a Staffs throw-in.
Change here for Kiel, and the number 5 will be entering the pitch. I've just seen her do a lap of the bench, hyping up the Kiel fans behind that stand as well.
See, we've got Cara Gray written down here as number 5, but I don't believe that is her coming onto the pitch, as I think I've seen the name Gray on the back of one of the Kiel players. So it is Critchlow, I believe, that is Crichton coming off the pitch for Kiel. be replaced by, I think that is Letitia Richards, the number 5 at the back there, filling in at centre-back.
What do you make of that tactical change, then, Ethan? 1-0 down, bringing on a centre-back. Is that the right call?
Well, you'd assume it'd be a like-for-like change. Oh, that's good feet there by Green. Keeps the ball, tries to play out wide, and that's a fantastic pass. We'll come back to that in a second then, James. Craddock tries to deliver, and it's out for a goal kick. Yeah, as you were saying, a tactical change. I'm not sure. I'd assume it was a like-for-like change. You wonder whether they're maybe just struggling for fitness or potentially picked up a knock.
Yeah, very much so. Like you said, like-for-like change potentially, but you'd assume with, of course, the scoreline, you bring on a bit more of an attacking play. Yeah, again, there, Holly Fryer on the left-hand side, tracking down a man so quickly. Been brilliant from these ladies today.
She has been superb. We will, of course, ask you, James, towards the end of the match to give our player of the match. So just keep that in your mind as to who you will go with. But there's definitely been some contenders out there this afternoon to pick up that award. Ansell can't win the header. Green picks the ball back up. Tries to feed it into the feet of Fryer. However, Chamberlain goes long. Ansell will chase it down. No, she won't. 27. Oh, that's a bit late there from McGoy. However, Wolfo into the feet of Craddock. Back to Wolfo. Wolfo can turn. Green will come back into this space. Looks to clip it over into the feet of Craddock. She won't get on the end of it, though. And Keel can come away with it. Down the left-hand side with 27. Green intercepts. Ball again into the centre. 10 can pick it up. Oh, and it's well blocked there by Abbott. Good feet there from 13 to take it away from Ansell. Wolfo battling there in midfield as the referee blows for a push there from, I think, the number 10. I just wonder, was that frustration, James?
Potentially, and I think Tegan Wolfo has got in the head there because she's just done a little dance on the halfway line as well after winning that free kick. So the mind games are starting to be played now as well, which is, could be a huge factor. Because if the staff ladies play this well and get into the heads of the Keel ladies, then anything could happen.
Anything could happen indeed. Anyway, ball over the top. It's saved. Oh, it's well held. Oh, my word. What a recovery that was from Winship. Beeman with a volley. Winship looked to hold it, fumbled it. It seemed destined to just about creep over the line. But what a recovery that was to keep the ball out and to keep the score down to just 1. James, what are your thoughts on that?
The ball and then getting back that long reach centre to deny that. And a good clearance as well. It was a very good clearance because I believe Ansell was coming in, then it would have been a clear tapping on the line. But brilliant piece of defending. But yet again, it's the second time that one's been cleared off the line, and you keep questioning how long until the staff's ladies put another one in the back of the net.
Well, superb work there from the Keel defence as the ball goes in. Beeman out to Chamberlain! It's 2! Staffs have their second! Summer Chamberlain! What a finish that is! She was there in the box to finish from another corner. 2 goals from a corner for the Staffs women. That is where they've been dangerous this afternoon. James, what are your thoughts?
Just as we were saying on that corner, when will the next goal come in? It's finally arrived. It's Summer Chamberlain who's put on 2 centre-backs for the 2 goals today, Ethan. That's something. But as we've said all game, these corners have been such a tremendous factor in their success throughout this year. And a 2-0 scoreline coming in towards halfway through the second half now. We're about to enter the 65th minute. You would like to think, could that be game over? Or are we going to see a Keel comeback? How unlikely that is, though, I do not know. But Summer Chamberlain to double the lead for Staffs Uni. It's Keel 2. Sorry, Staffs Uni 2. Keel 0.
Well, amongst all that excitement, my water bottle has just gone across the table and we've thankfully not affected any of the equipment there. But Summer Chamberlain gives Staffs their second of the afternoon. That is a huge goal.
Massive, massive goal. And all those chances which were missed in the first half, one has finally ended up in the back of the net. Now it makes you think, what do these Kiel ladies now think of the second half? Are they going to go all push everything forward to try and get a goal back and equalise, which could then open the door for Staffs to get another goal? Or the Kiel ladies accepting defeat early on?
Well, they're going to have to come out and go for it now, aren't they? 2-0 down. They can't rest on their laurels as they look to build an attack here. Good turn in the middle there, but McGoy and Abbott cut anything else. I think that's Craddock, not Abbott, as she bursts down the right-hand side here. Tries the little cheeky nutmeg, but wins a throw in. And that second, that will just break Kiel's hearts, won't it? Really, really going to struggle to come back now, I think. Whether or straight back out for a Staffs throw in on the right-hand side. Craddock will take.
It will break the Kiel hearts, as you just said, but at the same time, with the performance which the Kiel team has put on, is there any way of defending it? You know, they've looked weak all 90 minutes, barring a 10-minute spell early on in the second half. It's all been Staffs, and realistically, if you keep letting them have chances and keep letting them have shots at the goal, they're going to score. And, you know, our Staffs team has done that twice now, so, you know, they've got nothing to blame.
Craddock throws it in, can't quite find McGoy. However, it will run out for a Staffs corner. Another set piece, another opportunity to put the ball in the box and keep the pressure on. McGoy, another left-footed delivery, as we have seen so many times this afternoon. McGoy into the box, headed straight back out for another Staffs corner.
That was much better defending, that was, to get someone at the near post and head clear. Of course, it's just gone out for another corner, but it's better to get it out than in the back of your net.
McGoy won't take this one. It will be the left foot of Fryer. Put another. They've got plenty of left footers, haven't they, to put in these in-swinging corners. Fryer. Ball into the box. Near post once again. I think that's Price at the near post. Clears it away. Again. Behind for a Staffs corner kick, as Jamie Goslin will make some more changes as McGoy departs the field to a round of applause from everyone here at the stadium.
Seen Tegan look towards the Staffs uni fans and cut their ears as well. I think the ladies team are a bit disappointed here with the support they are receiving, but at the end of the day, would you prefer to win the game and have no one cheering for you?
Well, it's the biggest game of the season. You do want the fans to get behind you, especially your own university, in such a heated and contested fixture. However, Fryer once again on the left. That's a better ball into the middle. Bounces around. Oh, and Beeman can't quite find the finishing touch. However, that's a quickly taken goal kick. Abbott intercepts high up the pitch. Waltho wins it back superbly. Keeps going. Oh, it's cut. Abbott can't quite get the ball, as moments ago, I believe that is Izzy Murphy has taken to the pitch in place of Niamh McGoy.
I believe there's a bit of a tactical change as well. It looks like that Jamie has deployed a three at the back system here as well. So he could be going a little bit more defensive here now, but with a 2-0 lead with just less than 20 minutes to go, well, just more than 20 minutes to go, should I say. Probably a clever move to make.
Well, we spoke about him being a bit of a tactical genius, so you just wonder what's going to happen with that in this second half. 2-0, they lead, and they move to a 3 at the back, which could also suggest, I know you said going more defensive, but 3 at the back would suggest they're looking for more goals.
Very true. I believe it's a win-win, going with 3 or 5 at the back, whichever way you look at it, because you can have your wing-backs or further up the pitch and also have that defensive stability. But at the same time, talking about the defensive stability, there hasn't been anything which I've looked at here and gone, oh, they look a bit nervous there. So,
and is Oh, and Ansel can't quite take it round a second player there. Tompkinson wins the ball back superbly. Fantastic show of strength there. Plays it back into Ansel. Round one. Plays it into the feet of Fryer. Fryer now just strength. Pushed off the ball and deemed to be an illegal push there by the referee. Staff's free kick.
I think this is a weak foul to give away. It's a very, very weak foul to give away, that is. You've stopped the play, but at the same time, with the ball which have been coming into the box throughout this game, this is probably the exact same as giving away a corner from this area.
Certainly, Fryer, Green and McGoy have all put in some superb deliveries, and it looks like it will be Fryer, the left foot of Fryer, once again here. And Izzy Murphy that's come on, she's towering above the rest of the Kiel players. You just wonder, is she going to be the target? Ball comes in, headed away, only as far as Waltho. Waltho back out to Fryer, although that's good feet there from the winger. And comedically has the ball booted into her when she was down, and that's, again, I think a show of frustration there from Fryer. Chamberlain high into the air. Waltho can't win the header, but it will run out of play for a Staff's throw-in right next to their bench. James, 70 minutes played now. Just sum up this second half.
Well, it took a lot longer than the first half to come alive in terms of the Staff's perspective. However, I feel like it's yet again just been a very dominating half from the Staff's uni ladies. And you would like to think there might be another goal in this, but I think in terms of the game overall, look, you can never say never. A game of football, anything can happen, but I'd be pretty confident in myself.
And that's cynical over the far side there. Fryer looked to be in behind after a fantastic little lofted touch to take it over a opposing player, should I say, but is wiped out and wins a free kick in a position which looks almost identical to that of just moments ago.
Once again.
Tompkinson has come up for the back, looking for her second of the afternoon. A centre-back, I can't expect that she scores many, but has scored on the biggest university stage of all. Beeman is making a darting run from the back post in towards Murphy. However, Kiel can clear, and that ball is going to run out for a corner after a shocking clearance there.
Terrible clearance from Rebecca Park, I believe that was. All the time in the world, but seemed to miss kick it. I don't know if there was a bobble on the pitch or not, but it spurned out for a corner. And yet again, we've surely now, Ethan, with all the joking aside, we've got to be touching at least 20 to 25 corners in this game for Staffs now.
They've had plenty for sure, and that is where both of the goals have come from. 2 corners this afternoon.
We are just ticking over now into the 73rd minute of the game. And if you're just joining us, the score is currently 2-0 to the University of Staffordshire ladies, with the 2 centre-backs, Rosie Tompkinson and Summer Chamberlain, getting the goals. Tompkinson scored 4 minutes into the game, and then Rosie doubled the lead. 58 minutes game, just 15 minutes ago, should I say. It's been a very dominating performance from the Staffs ladies so far, and the Kiel ladies are really struggling to get a hold of this game.
Ansel out to Craddock on the right-hand side. Craddock, heavy touch. Nothing comes of it. All through the legs of the fullback there. Puts the ball into the box, into a great area, and it's cleared behind for a Staff's corner as there is a Kiel player down injured on the edge of the box. Looks to be holding her knee. I think the referee is just going to put a stop to play for the moment. It looks like it could well be cramp, which is probably no surprise given all the adrenaline that is pumping through the bodies given the occasion of the day. And it's a big pitch here, so a lot of running for both sides. And when Staffs have been a much stronger side, it's no wonder that Kiel have been run ragged.
Becca Price is calling for the change, so Keel's number 12 will be leaving the pitch. And there was a quite nice moment there where two of her fellow teammates have put her arm around her, but she's managed to just get rid of that cramp for a few seconds and be able to make her way off the pitch. And Keel do make the changes. Almost seems like last chance saloon now. Chucking on the last few players.
Well,
really make an impact for Keel lot.
Well, with 15 minutes of normal time to play, they certainly have to change something, as nothing has proved to be worthy for them so far. And 75 minutes in, that is worrying signs for the Keel team, having created little to nothing. Daisy Harrison could have played with a cigar on in goal. However, down the right-hand side here, Ansel out on the edge to Abbott. Abbott tries to find Beeman. However, Ansel will pick it up again in the box. Keel will come away with it and win a free kick. Price looks to switch it out to that right-hand side, and she does so well. Beeman hunting down her opponent. Out for a Keel throw. Looks like it could be a long throw in here on that far side. Down the line, but straight out for a Staff's throw in. Or did the ball? I don't think the ball came in, so it will be a retake over by the Keel bench. Straight back out for a Staff's throw-in, as it looks like there is going to be another change made. Looks like Summer Chamberlain making way here, and we'll try our best to find out who it is replacing her. It is number 17, Libby Clifton, who takes to the pitch in place of Summer Chamberlain. Keel down the right-hand side, smothered by Tompkinson, who's been a rock at the back for Jamie Goslin's side. I see you nodding there, James. What have you thought of her performance this afternoon?
Fantastic so far, of course, getting a goal early on and then being defensively strong all game. That's the key thing in these. You have to have a strong back line. Best form of anything in terms of football, in terms of performing well in a game. But you know, Rosie in particular has been fantastic. And all respect to Summer as well. She's been a brilliant partner with her today. But I think Rosie Tompkinson, how she's commanded that back line as well, has been nothing short of fantastic.
She's been superb, hasn't she? And I think the goal, okay, it came in the 4th minute, but she deserved that. If we knew how she was going to play for the rest of the 90 minutes, that goal was certainly deserved. As we have a break in play here, as a Keel player is down injured. I think the physio's come on just to give some treatment. We see some paramedics down to our left here, just wondering if they're going to need to be called into action. This is a good opportunity for the players just to get a bit of rest, because it's been a frantic game, a real battle out there, hasn't it, James?
Absolutely, and let's face it, we weren't expecting anything different. Was not expecting anything different. 78 minutes into the game now, and these ladies have put in 100% effort throughout the full 90. It's been fantastic.
Is it the line? And that's good to see that the Keel player appears to be okay as they make their way off the pitch. I think we will restart here with a Staff's drop ball. Daisy Harrison, one of her few touches of the afternoon. I think she'll be glad to have a few touches on the ball. She just waits for a bit of pressure there from Keel before picking it up. And can get Staffs up the pitch here. One in the middle, but superbly won back by Ansel. Ansel looks to play it down the right. Craddock breaks down the right-hand side here. She's got no one in front of her. Into the box. Across goal, it's saved and held by Winship. That was superb work down the right-hand side here from Craddock, and unfortunately can't quite find the finishing touch across goal. And that was a good save there from Joseph Winship, wasn't it, James?
Yeah, fantastic save to get down. Of course, spilt it for a second, but then to have the confidence to be able to get yourself back up and grab the second ball was fantastic. And she's been very busy all day, but she's held her own very, very well. So in terms of the full Kiel team, I think Winship has nothing to be ashamed about today.
No, she hasn't really put a foot wrong, has she? I mean, that recovery is the one that really stands out, where it looks like Beeman had added another goal for Staffs. Winship didn't quite hold on to the first attempt, but it was a fantastic recovery to keep the ball out. A mix of her and her defensive partners to stop Staffs from adding another to the score sheet. Green with the throw-in over the far side. Defended by Kiel. Beeman wins the header deep. She's dropped back more into a midfield role after playing most of the game up front, which is interesting given her presence leading the line. I thought she led the line superbly in the opening sort of 70 minutes. However, Fryer, good feet there, little ball roll. Tries to slip it through to Ansel, but Winship, almost a mistake there from Winship, gifting Ansel a free attempt at goal, but she does hold on to it and can come away with the ball. Waltho wins the header. Can't keep the ball as she dives in. However, Beeman will also try. Green will as well, but Kiel still have the ball here as they make their way over the halfway line. Oh, and that's a strong challenge in the middle there from Waltho. Kiel can turn. They can break down the right-hand side. Abbott does well to stop any kind of momentum gathering there. And that will be a Kiel free kick.
Just commenting on what you just said about Beeman as well, it must be an absolute dream for Jamie, that knowing that you've got a big striker who can drop back into midfield and give support during the later stage of the game. Because let's face it, how many bodies are they going to have to put around their penalty box in these next 9 minutes or so? Because, you know, even though Kiel haven't looked, you know, too likely to get a goal this afternoon, if they can get one from this set piece here, these last 8 minutes of this game could be very, very interesting.
They certainly could. And talking about those assists at the start of the game that she's gained, I think it was 14 for the season, equaling amounting to 30 goal and assists in 10 league games this season. Just wonder if those assists have come from when she's dropped deep later into the game, which could be a tactic that Jamie Gosling has deployed for most of this season. However, Kiel free kick deep into the box, and it's cleared away just about. Was that Beeman back there again? I don't think it was. I think that was Libby Clifton clearing away. Ball back into the box, headed away. This time was Beeman. Ansel can pick the ball up and drive with it. Tries to take it round her opponent. Can't quite get on the end of it. However, it's well kept in. Can Craddock keep it in down the line? She does. Finds the feet. Oh, that's a tidy touch there from Izzy Murphy, and it's cleared away out for a Staffs throw in to our right-hand side. 7 minutes of normal time to be played. As it looks like both sides are about to make a change. I think it's Waltho departing. And I think that is M. Holland taken to the pitch. And a second change. We should have confirmation of who it is in a second. It is number 20. It is M. Holland. And the other player is Craddock departing. She's been electric down this right-hand side, hasn't she, James?
Yeah, fantastic performance this afternoon. She's been brilliant. Yeah, again, bringing on extra bodies towards the end of the game. It's going to be vital to see the outcome of this game. You know, the players which are coming on as well. The players coming on could have easily started today as well. So bringing on those extra bodies, which are, you know, first team quality, is so important for these latter stages of the game.
I think that's Bex Newton winning the ball back there, who did replace Craddock. Well, that's good feet from Beeman in the middle. Tries to spray it out wide into the path of Holland. With a Green, wins the ball back. Can't make anything of it. Green throws it down the line. Straight out for another Staffs throw. Five minutes left here. Staffs still lead Kiel as 2-0. Can they see this out and pick up the first points for Staffs in the 2025 Varsity fixture list, as they currently trail 4-0 after a disappointing Sunday afternoon at Staffordshire University? Ansell turns, will keep hold of it on the edge of the box, plays it into the feet of Beeman. Beeman strikes from range. Oh, it's off the post and cleared away. Oh, my word. Beeman almost scored an absolute screamer from the outside the box there.
Fantastic touch by Winship to knock it onto the post. So, yeah, again, all game she's been so incredibly well in that goal. But denying a fantastic goal in that fashion. Goes out for another corner for Staffs. And we keep saying it's got to be at least 25 now, Ethan, we've had.
I think she deserved that goal as well. She's been relentless this afternoon. Started up top, led the line superbly before dropping back deep in these later stages and has created loads. Ball in from Fryer, cleared away once again at the near post. Fryer will put another ball into the box here. Late into the game. Into the 87th minute now. High ball again towards the near post, bouncing around. Oh, and it's deemed to be another corner. So, with this breaking play, James, 87 minutes on the clock. Who is your player of the match in this women's fixture?
Well, it's a tough call because they've all been excellent today, but I'm going to award it to Rosie Tompkinson. Getting the opening goal so early on and how she's defended so brilliantly throughout the full 90 minutes has been terrific, and I think she's in full right for that award today.
Headed back in by Abbott. Kiel can't quite clear their lines, although they'll come away with only as far as Tompkinson, James's man of the match. She's been superb, hasn't she? I mean, the game's not over yet, but that clean sheet's still intact. A goal as well. She's looked unbeatable at the back, hasn't she?
It's been fantastic all game in terms of controlling the back line, and then of course getting that early goal as well was so vital to kickstart this full 90 minutes performance. So full credit to her, she's been fantastic today, but also very, very close between Casey Beeman as well, who I also need to give a mention to because she's been terrific, as you mentioned, dropping back into midfield for these last 20 minutes. It's a manager's dream, so full credit to herself as well.
Yeah, she's been superb. There's been many players. It's a team effort, isn't it? There's no I in team, and every one of these players has pulled together this afternoon and looks likely now they will get the result they came here to get. A Staffs victory.
Seem to be seconds out, and could we confidently say now that this is going to be a win for the Staffs ladies?
Well, it's not over till that final whistle, but after almost 89 minutes played, Kiel have hardly troubled Daisy Harrison.
Yeah, from my memory, I can't really remember being attested once, having to actually make a proper save, or having to catch the ball maybe once twice or pick it up.
She's certainly had an easy afternoon, hasn't she?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But it's as you mentioned at the start of the game, you prefer to have the easiest game of your life as a goalkeeper. So I'm sure she'll be happy anyway, and I'm sure she'll have the most energy for these celebrations in about 5 minutes anyway. So that's always a positive.
And she always is one of those leading the celebrations, as we've seen in previous years. However, Kiel look to break down the right. Can they maybe grab a late goal to spark a comeback? And that's going to be a Kiel throw-in after strong protest for a free kick.
"89 minutes on the clock now. Again, very, very close to the celebration starting for the Staffs Uni ladies once again, beating Kiel on this big varsity night. Seems to be a little bit push on our side. You just 20 and Izzy Murphy then.
You just wonder if that is frustrations from Kiel. They've never got a foothold in this game, and I think they'll be disappointed with that. Frustrations just bubbling over and probably coming out in that push as we approach the 90th minute mark. Kiel have a free kick in a very dangerous position out on the right-hand side. Can they maybe grab a late consolation goal here?
Potentially, don't get me wrong, if they get one here, then there might be a bit of time added on after, so there's always a chance to create more issues during that injury time. But, you know, the way which Staffs are defended today, I think they'll be okay.
That's a good ball into the box. Headed away. Oh, missed down there, but I think that's Bex Newton. But she will come away with it. Play it down the line as we're going to have a break in play here for a head injury. As Jamie Goslin is ushered on to come quickly onto the field by the referee. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. He's back to her feet there. I think it was Sam Abbott. Into any additional moments now with 1 minute over the 90 played. There was no board go up, so we don't actually know how many minutes have been added here. However, there can't be long left. The bench of Staffs are all on their feet, I think ready to celebrate, picking up the first points of Varsity 2025 for Staffs. Can they just about get over the line here? It's looking like they will. And Jamie Goslin, you have to give him credit. He's been superb with his tactics this afternoon. They've been the better side by a mile, and it's certainly going to be the correct result should it end in a Staffs victory.
Absolutely, Ethan. Absolutely, I 100% agree with you there. The way we see performed from the first whistle to what is probably going to be the final whistle any second now, really. There's a Kiel corner just as we speak at the moment, but it's been a brilliant performance from every single lady on the pitch today, and they should all be proud of themselves. And yeah, I'm probably looking forward to seeing the celebrations imminently.
Yeah, we sure are. Still not cleared by Staffs. And there is the full-time whistle. Staffs women take the first points of Varsity 2025 back to Staffordshire University. They have won 2-0. Jamie Goslin, he's walking over to give his congratulations. The Staffs women, they all are in a big huddle after that huge victory. Deserved winners here this afternoon. It's Staffordshire University 2, Kiel 0. Back to you, John, in the studio.
What a result that was for Staffs. It's finally a point on the board for the University in Varsity 2025. James, Ethan, how did you find it down there at Newcastle Town?
It's been superb here this afternoon. It's a fantastic victory for Staffs and certainly well deserved. You could see from the get-go they were the strong side. Pressure from the very first whistle. And the game plan, I think, was executed superbly. They made their chances count. They could have had a hatful more with plenty of opportunities and set pieces where the real danger came from, especially with the deliveries from the likes of McGoy and Holly Fryer. However, they won't matter about those chances missed. They will only see those 2 goals that have been scored. What a game. What a result.
And James, James, what did you think of the Uni Staffs women's performance today?
Fantastic, yeah. More importantly, it's a point on the board for the Varsity, so now it's now 4-1. So the comeback could be on, but in terms of that performance there, it was dominating. It was an exceptional performance, and you can really see why that women's team has been so successful this season. So for every single person on that pitch, they should be hugely proud of themselves, and as a uni, we're all proud of them as well.
And is this the kickstart that Staffs needed to try and get back into Varsity 2025?
Well, a comeback needs to start from somewhere. And this could be the perfect place for that to happen. After a disappointing day at the University of Staffordshire yesterday, losing 4-0, this could be the catalyst to really kick-start that comeback that is needed come Wednesday evening at Kiel University. It's 4-1 now. We've got 3 more sports yet to play this evening. It could be level by tonight. So let's hope we can be going back home this evening with it all tied up.
And just one more from me. How does it feel, that result for the women's team? After the season that they've had, they must be absolutely elated, innit?
Absolutely, yes. Well, we're just watching the live images now. Them all running over, spraying water bottles on each other, all dancing towards the Staffs Uni fans. It's been a fantastic day, fantastic season for them, and it's memories that all of them will hold for a very, very long time. Every person involved in the squad has been terrific, and these celebrations, I'm sure, are going to be very, very enjoyable for each of them this season.
Ethan, James, we'll get back to you in a bit. Thank you.
See you later.
Elsewhere across the Varsity, the Staffs men and women's Q Sports teams have arrived at Plaza. Unfortunately, Staffs are 1-0 down in the early goings, but there is still plenty of more balls to pot. The Mountaineering team have also just started. We'll make sure to provide updates on both of those sports. But first, we'll have a quick break and then we'll get reaction to that Staffs win. back to coverage of Varsity 2025 on Sport at Staffs. I'm now joined on the sofa again by Matt, who is to give us an update on other sports before we get more football reaction. So, how are the Staff Serpents Q Sports team getting on? Because I know they're playing right now.
It's not the ideal start for the Staff Serpents men's team. They're currently 2-0 down. Quite disappointing because this is another one of those sports where it could be a swing sport, could go either way. And, you know, hopefully if they were checking their phones, they would have seen that the women's team won in the football and maybe got a boost from that. But so far, not so good for the Staff Serpents.
Yeah, because they lost last year, but they won Varsity the year before that. So, like you said, it does swing back and forth, so to speak. Obviously, the women Q Sports play later tonight after the men's have played. And then we've got mountaineering as well.
Yeah, so the mountaineering, it's a bit like sort of a general election with getting the results in. You have to wait late into the night with that because it's sort of how it's officiated and how it's ruled. The scores come in late, so that'll be a little longer to the wait. So right now it's staying at 4-1 and hopefully, but it does look like that 5th point could be going Kiel's way with the men's Q Sports.
And I remember last year that the Staff's mountaineering did really well to beat Kiel. And it was such a great occasion because they had a couple of freshers doing the rock climbing for them and they performed amazingly. Looking forward to the men's football. We've got the men's football coming up shortly. What do you expect from that game?
Pretty much the same that happened in the women's game. The men's football team won their league. They've come off a really good season and they'll be brimming with confidence once more. So we'll see how Kiel approach it as opposed to how the Kiel women did, but I just think Staffs have the quality and hopefully get that 2nd point on the board today.
Matt, for now, thank you. Now we'll go live back to Newcastle Town where our reporter Mark Matthews has been in the thick of the Staff's women's celebrations.
They're talking through my camera. Is really proud. As you can see from the performance, the girls, it was quite a physical battle. Kiel battled really physically, really hard, and yeah, we knew that was going to be the case going in. And the girls kept that up all game. Where do you think the game was won in Staffs today? I think possibly the discipline our girls had, the organisation. We've done a lot of work on how we set up, where we want to position to try and suffocate them, how to gain territory this size, and literally had our talk before the game about how important. And I think that's.
We apologise for the technical difficulties there down at Newcastle Town, but I'm sure Jamie Gosling, the coach of Staff's Women's, is elated with that. Well, it's the perfect start to day 2 of Varsity for Staffs, and there's plenty more action to come and more points to be won as we now turn our focus to the men's football. If you're interested in following along, we will be finishing this broadcast and starting a brand new stream on Sport at Staff's YouTube shortly for day 2 of the main event. So see you soon.